How large is the cultural industry? Now, for every industry which might be considered cultural, and there may be other terms for it like artistic, creative. So we got music, theatre, film, museums, I've already mentioned them. They require a dedicated range of professionals who work diligently and collectively to both entertain and educate us, right? If you watch a play, you don't just clap your hands for the actors and actresses, although they are the main stars of the show. Because when you start drawing the curtains, you will see the theatre employees, the directors, the ushers, the set designers who complete that atmosphere. After a new track release on the radio, on TV, or on Spotify, you don't necessarily just think about the music artists who are really charismatic, really talented. You also think about the record label, the producers, the employees working at Spotify who digitalize this content and make them accessible for you. When you visit a museum, do you just think about the artists who are featured on the walls, whose works, hundreds and thousands of them at times, are dangling or really nicely set right next to you? Of course, you also think about the curator. You think about the museum preparators who do construction and deconstruction work, and you also think about the agents who get these works to where they need to be. So in the performing arts, let's say, I'm going to zone down this a little bit because I'm from the performing arts, I'm a dancer myself. We understand that performers are why the industry exists, but they are not necessarily how, or at least they are not completely how it exists. Not everyone who enters the performing arts world gets to become a professional performer, and many of us who do not belong to that really small percentage usually revert to something else, right? Because you have to be either really talented, super hardworking, or at times really lucky to make it in this industry. It's a really tough one. We all know this. Nonetheless, these stars that we see on stage, these performers, we still need guidance, we need exposure, and most of all, we need financial assistance in order to thrive and survive. So my point being, performers are just the final piece of this enormous puzzle. One that is actually more of an extended network of relations that both support and help the industry flourish as a whole. There are a bevy of professions dedicated to discovery, development, management, and promotion of talent that become noteworthy possibilities as career pathways as well. Some people call it post-performance careers. I don't necessarily believe that you have to have it as a post-performing. You can do it while performing. That's why I'm doing this podcast as well. So just give you an example, dancers and musicians need agents to sell their work. Students need instructors to give them guidance. Festivals and conferences need directors, project managers, ticketing staff, security personnel. There are a lot going on around the main idea or the main highlight of a particular event. And the background dancer wishes to focus on those things, shed light on these people and how they make us complete. So from afar, if you look at the cultural sector, it can seem like a one-man show, yeah? And it also can seem quite bottlenecked. But the performing arts is honestly inundated with opportunities, as we all know, both as a star on stage, but also off stage. Now, I know as a performer, I have many friends, I talk to even my teachers, mentors. Off-stage things are not really that enjoyable because they can be quite mundane, they can be quite repetitive. But at least I think we should all have the awareness that they are important because they function together so that we as the performers may be afforded the space and the spotlight to eventually shine on stage.